Hi guys, how are you? I wanted to make a video today about self-love plus like a little short life update about how I've been and what's been going on in my life. So the number one thing though is the self-love. It's gonna be like a chit chat of different thoughts I have, and I was inspired to make this video because I'm currently in Russia and I've been here for like a month and a half, legit. And I mean, I'm just lucky that way. Like I am not, currently tied down to one spot, but I have to come back already to New York. But anyway, so I wanted to make a video about self-love. I was in Russia and I like my walls. They're really whitish pink and they look really nice. So I was like, I should make a YouTube video. It's been a while. And I decided that I'm gonna make it about self-love because that seems to be something that we all need as humans, like as people. We all need it because it's part of it's our mental health, and that goes into our physical health as well. Like literally mental health affects physical health. That's why some people have like somatic symptom disorder and they think they have diseases they don't actually have because of anxiety. But yeah, and they actually feel symptoms that aren't there. Anyway, so I decided self-love, it's a video that I think anyone could benefit from. Suggestions on how we can cultivate self-love can benefit anyone. So I was inspired by I was watching this YouTuber that I really like named Isabel Palacios, and most girls know who that is. She's amazing, check her out if you don't. I'll link her down below. And she's a famous YouTuber that actually has helpful videos about life and all this stuff like self-love, self-esteem. And so I was watching one of her videos about confidence, I think, and I watched how she mentioned another lady, and I forgot the lady's name. She's like a therapist for many years in Britain or something like this, and she was discussing how she used this really interesting example she was also talking about self-love in different ways, and I'm going to be talking about self-love. But one thing that she mentioned that I really wanted to share with you guys, I want to demonstrate it to you guys so you know just how real thoughts can be, like how they can really impact our lives, especially when it's thoughts about who we are or thoughts about, situations that happen to us. I'm going to use this example that she used, and I'm going to link her name down below. This is not my original thought, but she said, imagine you have a lemon in your hand, right? So really visualize this lemon. It's, a yellow lemon. It's shaped like a circle. You see it in your hand. It's like a perfect lemon. And imagine that you're taking a bite out of this lemon, and like really suck on the lemon and squeeze out the juices from the lemon and let it linger in your mouth, and then swallow the lemon. So how do you feel? You probably feel like you've tasted something sour in your mouth, and you almost feel like that because you just bit a lemon, right? Well, that's the power of thought, because there is no actual physical lemon. It was something that I just said, and you still felt the feeling of the lemon, which wasn't really there, right? So that example that she used literally illustrates how powerful thoughts can be. And I just wanted to say that in any situation in life, you have two ways to react, two ways to think about any situation. Say that you have a friend or whatever, I don't know. That's not a good example because it depends, right, on a friend. But I'm going to say, okay, you could think, okay, these people like me, or you could think, wow, they all hate me, like what am I doing? You could think two different ways. You could think, wow, I'm a really likable and friendly person, or you could have another thought that says, wow, nobody likes me, I'm embarrassing myself. See, you have two ways you can look at a situation. Similarly, if something happens to you, like maybe if someone treats you a certain way that wasn't like what you feel you deserved, you could react to it and think, wow, I got treated that way because I'm not enough. Or you can react and say, well, thank God that this person showed me their true colors and that I know now that I have to protect myself from them and not be with them. Because thank God that God showed this now rather than later, for example. Like basically you could, in any situation, control your thoughts and therefore control your reaction to any situation literally in life. And that's a really good example of it is try to think of a time when someone was trying to rile you up and get you all emotional and angry, but you just didn't react. Like, you just had no reaction. And you know why? It's because you chose to control your thought and have no reaction. Control your thoughts and have no reaction. And otherwise, and similarly, there's examples where maybe someone got under your skin and you had like that emotional reaction. Well, it's not because you randomly had a reaction versus didn't. It's not because you cared. It's just because you chose not to control yourself. And it's easy to like give away that control and say, well, things happen spontaneously. Well, they really don't. Unless, okay, it's different when someone has, a mental disorder or something. But generally speaking, it's a lot is in our control, and our thoughts are 100% the only thing that are in our control, because even our actions aren't always in our control. Sometimes life circumstances could severely limit the actions that we can or can't take, but what we think about a situation, even the most horrible situation, is totally in our control. So if we have two choices to think, wow, I've never been loved like I deserve, or I've never had love, or wow, this person sucks, or I don't know, all this stuff that's negative, when we could literally think something like, I've been loved before, but maybe we just weren't a good match. Maybe we're just not compatible, but I know I was loved and I know I'm worthy of love. That type of thing. If you choose to think that thought, even if it's not even 100% true, doesn't that thought feel like it's a lighter thought? Like it rests easy on your heart and it doesn't give you a burden? Like if you feel like, wow, I am enough and I am great, doesn't that feel so much better than, I don't know, think of your biggest insecurity, or I don't know, someone you want to impress and say that they hate your guts and they'll never like you, and something like that. Wouldn't it be more positive to think, wow, I'm great and people like me? Definitely more positive that way. You shouldn't really even care what people think, but I'm saying you should think positive thoughts. If working out is like a muscle, I mean, if what's it called? Self-love is like a muscle, like you have to work out, to have muscles, and you have to do it constantly, then trust me, the weights of self-love are positive affirmations, like these positive thoughts, like I am worthy, I am strong, I'm really resilient. You could look at situations and say, wow, I'm weak, or you could say, no, actually, I'm really strong. And trust me, choose the latter. Choose all the positive thoughts and avoid any negative self-talk the way you would avoid junk food if you're looking to live a healthy life. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not saying never have junk food. I'm saying that if you want to really have self-love and exercise, you have to exercise it like a muscle. You have to use it or lose it. And if you don't tell yourself positive thoughts constantly, of course, you have to have a life. But I'm saying most of the time, if you're thinking negative things, guess what? You're not going to love yourself. You have to think of all the amazing things in yourself. Let yourself go for a second. Imagine we love things about ourselves the way we love things on another person, right? Love yourself so much, and you don't need anyone to even love you. That's how crazy that is. But here's the caveat or whatever. If you love yourself, you're not going to tolerate someone treating you like less than what you are, because you realize, like, look, if you're Princess Diana, who, by the way, rest in peace, say that Princess Diana's still alive. If you're the frigging prince, well, she's a queen. If you're the queen, are you going to, I don't know, even take seriously someone who doesn't treat you like you're the queen? No, you're gonna carry yourself with an air of regality. And that's what everyone should do, by the way, guys and girls. You should carry yourself like the queen slash king or whatever that you are, because my god sister is actually the master of this. She really carries herself with an air of regality. And I always say to my mom, like, wow, I love that air of regality. I totally want to mirror it. And you could do that. Literally, we should all do that, because it makes people think that you have an air of regality, and it makes people respect you more. It's very weird, but that's how it works. I don't carry myself with that air at all, but it's something I want to mirror even, so I really recommend it to everyone. And let me try to act how she would act. She talks slower and like this type of way. I can't explain it, but let me continue the rest of the video with an air of regality so I can mirror my god sister and maybe teach you guys how to also have airs of regality. Yeah, so this is still like a mix of me and her though, because it's still me. But I have this interesting quote as well, and it's about confidence. I have a poetry/quote Instagram. I'll link it down below. And basically, the quote goes, confidence isn't something you just wake up with overnight and you wake up in the morning and you're automatically changed forever. Confidence is something that you have to work on in every moment. I think that's how the quote goes. And it's something that you literally have to practice. And it's something you can embrace or reject at any moment. So even in this moment now, I can choose consciously to think less of myself than I really am. And I have to make that effort not to, and to carry myself like the queen that I know I am, like the queen that you all know you are /king. And that's what we have to all do constantly. We have to love ourselves. And I'm not saying we have to love ourselves because of our accomplishments or because of the way we look or because of anything, about us. I'm saying we have to love ourselves for no damn reason, because literally that's what everybody deserves to do. We're not who we are because of how we look or because of how smart we are. No, because honestly, even if we weren't that smart or didn't look a certain way, it's our energy that's valuable. And we don't need to love ourselves less or more for some things that we can't always control how we look. We can't always control how intelligent we are. No, we can't always control that. And sometimes we'll feel ugly. There's going to be those days. And what? Are we going to love ourselves any less? Well, that's just crazy talk. I'm just saying. So that's not at all an option. So clearly we have to love ourselves unconditionally regardless. But self-love isn't something that should be used as sugarcoating a situation to prevent us from doing inner work within ourselves. I say that because we have to love ourselves, but part of self-love comes self-awareness, meaning knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, knowing what you want to work on in yourself, knowing what you're really good at and what you want to improve as well, but, pursuing that which you're good at, but avoiding that which you're not so good at, yet trying to work on things that you can. Like, I'm not saying, okay, say, for example, you have diabetes and you tell yourself, I have self-love, so it's all good. I'm going to eat all the sugar that I want. I'm going to eat all the junk food and all the fatty foods that I want. It's all good. That's not self-love, because in reality, that's just you using self-love to sugarcoat a deeper issue. And of course, that's something not all of us want to hear, because me, for one, I love sweets. And I understand that me saying, I love myself anyway, that's just an excuse. I should definitely eat less sweets, and that's 100%. But similarly, self-love isn't a way to excuse being selfish or having bad behavior. No. But self-love is something that we should give ourselves unconditionally and work on these things within ourselves that must be worked on. Because those two things in combination equal amazingness. So we all deserve amazingness, literally, in our lives. That's what I personally believe. So yeah, we're responsible for our moods, our happiness, and only we can dictate that, nobody else. And additionally, I also said I'm going to do a little life update. So my life update, I already mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm in Russia, so I'm in Moscow for like a month and a half-ish already. I'm going to come back in like a month. It's going well. I'm learning a lot of things that I've been teaching myself, like digital marketing and like all this business stuff. And it's been going well. And yeah, I'm really happy, really good. And I'm loving how beautiful Moscow is in the winter, you guys. Like around the holiday season, the whole city is decorated and it looks so stunning. Like, I really recommend anyone who's never been to Moscow to visit in the winter. Like, it's something out of this world. I live in New York and I'm used to the Rockefeller Center being all pretty, but this is something out of this world. So definitely visit Moscow in the winter, guys. And yeah, my life update is that I've been teaching myself these things, and like my goals for the future are, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that I want to do something for myself, because in the long run, I'm going to have a full-time job and all that stuff for the time being, because I realize that's what, I gotta do in order to, you know, have a head start in my life. But I know eventually I want to have something of my own, like my own business or some type of my own thing, whether it can be being a coaching thing or working somehow with kids in my own tutoring-y way, or some kind of having clients that I do social media marketing for. I know that I want to do something of my own. I just haven't realized what yet. But the reason I realized I want to have something of my own is because I realized that the idea of going to work 9 to 5 every single day, I'm kind of like my mom in that way, it makes me a little bit sick to my stomach. The idea of doing 9 to 5 every day makes me sick, but I'll be smart about it. I mean, I'll be responsible about it. I'm not sure if that's smart. Smart, I believe, are the people that say, F the 9 to 5, I'm going to pursue this venture of mine and give that their 100%. That's smart. But I'm going to do the responsible way and have a 9 to 5, get my experience in marketing and business world, and in addition, after I get home, consistently work on some of my own projects. So that's what I'll do until I see those projects kicking off, and then I will pursue those projects. But yeah, 100% I wish I was one of those brave people that'll be like, fuck it, and do that the first way of just pursuing one thing. But yeah, because as a rule, those type of people are the people that usually get the most results because they're giving that their 100. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my rant. I hope this self-love rant helped. And I literally had a little note of things I wanted to cover, so I just want to make sure, just being honest with y'all, I didn't leave anything out. Yeah, I don't think I left anything out. I don't believe I did. Yeah, I think I got everything. Love you guys. Thank you for watching my video. Take care, and thank you again, and I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.